Hi, ladies, welcome to another video. I'm going to be discussing the things that I did to glow up and age in reverse. So, I've shared a bit of my story here on my channel on how 2022 was hands down the worst year of my life. And I lost my job, I lost my health, things were just falling apart. And I found myself at a crossroad, at a transitional point in my life. And I had to decide, am I going to allow life beat me down? Or am I going to get up and alchemize and fight this, not necessarily fight, but basically turn my life around and be like a phoenix rising from the ashes. And I decided to do the latter because one thing I am is I don't back down from a challenge, and I love to strive and go after the things that I want and not make excuses for the situations and conditions I find myself in. Before we dive in, a quick introduction. Hello, my name is Ashanwa. Welcome to LAJA. This is a channel for ladies who are cultivating self trust so they can become hotter, healthier, and wealthier, whether it's in their body, their style, their relations with men, and more. I run a community called LAJA Self Living Society where ladies are helping to sharing their journey towards cultivating self trust. They are leveling up their looks. They are getting hotter, healthier, more disciplined, having more control emotionally, financially, and relationally as well, so they can live their best life. If you resonate with that and you would love to become a woman who can trust herself again and is tired of abandoning herself, I encourage you to join my community. I'll link it down in the comment section of this video. So, moving on to what I did, the things that I did, and I talk about this extensively in my community. I share my entire protocols from my physical glow up to my skincare glow up to my body care glow up to even my financial glow up as well as my relational glow up. I recently got married to an amazing man, and it's been quite a journey essentially. So I help my ladies in all those categories, and I'm going to focus today on the physical glow up. So, when I came out of 2022 after the calamity that year was, I was 30 pounds heavier. My hair was falling out, my skin was breaking out, I was depressed, and I was jobless. I didn't have what I have today, and I thank God. But I'm happy to say that everything I lost in 2022 has been given back to me in tenfold, and I'm in a much healthier and I'm in a much more vibrant place today. And I'm really sharing that testimony. All glory to God and all glory to myself as well, because baby, I put in some work and I'm going to share with you what that work was. So the things that I did to age in reverse, because again, I know ladies, first of all, I'm going to start with this. I want you to give yourself permission to be vain, because a lot of women feel that vanity, which is something I discussed extensively in my school community, is a sin. It makes you superficial, it makes you shallow. But the reality is that caring for how you look, caring for how you present yourself is a form of self care. It signals intentionality, it signals attention to details, it signals that I matter. And these are things and ways that you communicate with people outside of what you say verbally, because we all know that communication is 80% nonverbal and 20% actually verbal and words. So, ladies, how you treat yourself matters, and there's nothing wrong in wanting to look good and age in reverse and look better. I'm not saying you won't necessarily have to go back to looking like you did in your 20s. I'm not in my 20s anymore, but you want to look and feel your best at your current age. You want to be able to walk out the door and feel like, okay, I don't have any insecurities towards any other woman. I feel confident and competent in my capability and in my market. My market is hot, it sells, and it is potent. And that requires work and effort. So I want to first of all let you know that you need to give yourself permission. Take this video as permission for you to care and to stop abandoning yourself and to be vain and admit that, hey, I want to look hot. Yes, I want to be healthy, but baby, I want to be hot, blazing up these streets and just pulling heads, turning necks, and breaking backs, quite literally. So, the first thing that I did to level up and to age in reverse was working on my hormones. balancing my hormones. So we as women, we are creatures of our environment and we are driven by our hormones, even more so than men. Our hormones are very, very volatile and they are very, very sensitive to environmental stressors and more. So, what are these hormones that I am going to be referring to? Number one is your feminine hormones. Think of your estrogen, your progesterone, your testosterone. These are the hormones that guide your cycle, your feminine cycle. So I go into more details in my community and I will link the masterclass I did on feminine cycles and rhythms down below. But you want to really understand where you are in your cycle, the things you should be doing, how you should be moving, how you should be working, how you should be relating to your man or your partner, your family, your friends, when you should be resting, when you should be going out and being out in the streets. You want to understand these things because they all impact your wellness. And ladies, your hormones, you cannot outperform, you cannot outwork, you cannot outslay poor unbalanced hormones. And the last hormone I was going to also call out is cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone, and unlike estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, cortisol is needed in moderation, yes, because it is what influences your sleep and wake cycles. But when you have excess cortisol, which is what a lot of women have currently, you find yourself not being able to shed excess weight, not being able to sleep well, your skin is breaking out, your hormones, the other three feminine hormones I called out are imbalanced, your insulin levels are imbalanced because high cortisol levels leads to insulin spikes, and high insulin also impacts your feminine hormones as well. So your estrogen, your testosterone, and more. And all of these things, to put it into one pretty chaotic bowl, they all impact how you look and how you feel. I'm going to insert pictures of how I looked when I had cortisol face, where my face was swollen and it looked like I was puffy 24/7. Ladies, you need to balance your hormones. How exactly do you do that? I walk my ladies through how I did it in my school community. So I encourage you to join to find out my exact protocols, the supplements I take, the routines that I follow to help me have balanced hormones, reverse painful periods, and just look snatched, baby. Just look snatched, and feel amazing. So that is it for that point. That was the first thing that I did, and I really focused obsessively on, and that is balancing my hormones. So, the second thing that I focused on when I was trying to age in when I was and I did age in reverse, because if you look at the thumbnail of this video, you will see that I look completely different in the before and the after pictures. Maybe the thumbnail or in the video, I don't know where I'm going to place it yet, but somewhere you'll see the before and afters. But ladies, the next thing that I did was I shed the excess weight. So I told you that when I came out of 2022, I came out 30 pounds heavier. And baby, I don't know about you, but I'm trying to be skinty. I'm someone who has always been skinny and slim, and I want to maintain that figure and that stature. And so typically, when I did gain the weight, it wasn't something that was so obvious. Even when I met my now husband and I told him that I was going to be losing weight, he was like, "Why? You don't need to lose weight." But I was like, "Baby, when it comes to me and the ladies in my community and feeling and looking expensive, we have standards that we refuse to go beneath. And for me, one of those standards was the weight that I was at and I wanted to maintain. And I did not want to go above a certain threshold. I wasn't happy seeing folds on my back. I wasn't happy having not fitting into my clothing the way I wanted to fit into them. And it was just not a good place to be in my body physically. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel attractive and I didn't feel sexy. And all these things are important and do not downplay them. Yes, we've talked about the health and the hormones, but baby, looking good is also important. So I worked on losing the 30 pounds of weight that I had gained from the 2022 episode that I went through. And I also share my protocol in my community, how I was able to effortlessly do it without slaving in the gym. And a lot of that is really, and I'll share one tip, the one thing that I did that really helps me, and that is walking. I walked 10,000 steps every single day. And not only did it help me to shed the weight, it also helped me to cinch my waistline. I was able to take off 7 inches off my waist, baby. I'm wearing this dress now, so you cannot see my waist, but baby, the waist is snatched. The waist is snatched, if I do say so myself. But again, I share all those protocols in my community. So that was the second thing I did. I got rid of the excess weight. Ladies, I know we're in an age and era of body positivity, but a lot of times when you are at an unhealthy BMI or you are overweight, it comes with consequences. Having excess fat in your body also leads to high levels of estrogen. And when you have high levels of estrogen, you are more at risk for estrogen dominance. And estrogen dominance is linked to a plethora of feminine health issues, ranging from fibroids to cysts to endometriosis to PCOS. But when you actually lose weight, you reduce the amount of estrogen that your body holds on to. So they're actually, I'm not saying you have to be a model skinny, but you want to be at a healthy weight, a healthy BMI, and in a body that you actually feel proud to flaunt and show off. I'm not here to be politically correct, but I'm just saying the truth and saying my truth. So, ladies, I dropped the excess weight and it really made a difference in my glow up. My skin was clearer, my muscles were more defined, my facial features were more chiseled, and baby, I'm just out here living my best life. Am I at my goal weight at this time? No, I am not, but I am further along than where I came from, and I'm very proud of that. So that was the second thing that I did to age in reverse and to glow up. The third thing that I did to age in reverse is that I should I share this or should I stay away from my community? I think I will save this for my community. There were a few other things, but I want to point on this. The third thing that I did was essentially peptides. I cannot stress this enough how peptides help me. What are peptides before we dive in? Peptides are amino acids that signal your body to do specific things. There are different peptides for skin, there are peptides for weight loss. You've probably heard of GLP-1s and things like that. There are peptides for your energy levels, there are peptides for fat loss. There are all sorts of peptides, peptides for brain health, and more. So for me, the peptides really helped me from a mental health perspective in the sense that I share what my entire peptide protocol, including what my suppliers are in my school community. So if you join, I will share that with you all there, all transparently, where I get peptides safely and in a manner that does not put you at risk. Because again, ladies, what you put into your body is very critical and you don't want to be going through gray market suppliers. So whether you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to grow your hair, trying to clear your skin, improve your energy levels or more, peptides really helped me. Now, the one that I will shout from the rooftops and the one that I will be on for the rest of my life, and the one that I will continue to repurchase as long as God continues to provide the funds to be able to afford it, is NAD. NAD is my favorite. It's not a peptide, actually, it's more of a coenzyme. And what NAD does is that it works on a mitochondrial level. It really helps to boost how your body processes energy and it boosts your body's ACP levels, which is essentially food for your mitochondria. And essentially, what this does is that it gives you more energy, it increases your brain capacity. I know one of the things that I noticed from taking NAD is that I just felt more because I used to struggle with health anxiety, really bad health anxiety after what happened to me in 2022. And NAD helped me kick that to the curb. And I'm so proud to say that I no longer struggle with health anxiety. I feel capable. I feel like I am able to manage whatever challenges life throws at me. I have that sense of resilience. NAD is also amazing for aging in reverse. It is the peptide or the coenzyme that a lot of celebrities are on, that and glutathione. So if you're wondering how to get that celebrity glow, those are the two peptides I would recommend, NAD and glutathione. But NAD is the star of the show for me because it covers you from a skin perspective, it covers you from an energy perspective. A lot of people, myself included, have reported higher energy levels on this coenzyme or this peptide. And it also covers you from a mental health perspective as well. If you struggle with things like depression or anxiety and more, it really helps to manage that and kick it to the curb. There are a plethora of more benefits which I also go into in my school community. So I encourage you to join, and you can message me and I'll send you the trainings that I did on these peptides and my entire peptide protocol that I am on as of July 2026. Of course, you're subject to change because life happens, things happen, people get pregnant, and things like that. But I will share. This is my I share my I constantly updating what my protocol is in my school community with my ladies and staying up to date on the latest peptide research. Because baby, we're also working on the inside, but we're working on the outside too. I don't want us to feel that, oh, just because we're doing the work externally, we shouldn't do the work internally. And this leads me to my fourth point, and that is inner work. I really, really had to unpack the BS and the heavy things that I was carrying as a result of what happened to me in 2022. Ladies, we are adults now and we can't keep making the excuses that people are to blame for the reason our lives are the way we are. We don't always control what happens to us, but we definitely have control over how we respond and how we turn our life around from there. It's our responsibility as adults. So I did a lot of inner work. I really confronted the ugly parts of myself, the parts of myself that I was scared about, my insecurities, my fear. I shared the protocol that I use as well to be able to go within and ask myself those questions of, okay, what is holding me back? And what are the beliefs and thoughts and processes that are holding me back? And a big one that I have is scripting. Scripting is a method where you write down your life, your dreams, your aspirations as if they already happened. You write from a place of gratitude, is a form of manifestation, and essentially you are discussing or you're writing out things like, oh God, I'm thankful because I am currently a size 6 or I'm a size 8. I thank you, God, because my body is strong, healthy. I thank you, God, because I am healthy, wealthy, and peaceful. These are things that I scripted on a regular basis. And now I'm living my reality. I mean, I just got married to an amazing man. I'm working a job that I can tolerate and that pays well. And I feel like I'm on the path to walking in my passion and in my purpose. And I really attribute a lot of that to scripting and the inner work that I did of really asking myself those deep questions of, okay, Ashanoa, I know these are the things that happened to you, but where do you want to go from here? We have to come out of that victim mentality of always feeling like life is happening to us instead of for us. Let me try and zoom out of this. Okay. I've done that. But that life is happening to us instead of for us. And I just always have this belief that all things work together for my good and that things are working in my favor, essentially. And one thing I really stress in my community is self trust. And what is self trust? Self trust is basically showing that you can be someone that is dependable. Dependable, that you can depend on yourself. And how do you build self trust, ladies? It's very simple and very easy. You build self trust by keeping small promises to yourself and building from there. I know when I was rebuilding my life from the ground up, I had to start small because there were days where I couldn't even brush my teeth or do my hair. I'm someone that loves the glitz, the glam, doing the hair, doing the makeup, but I didn't even have the energy for that. But I really took the time and the effort into making keeping small promises to myself, going on walks, brushing my teeth. Yes, it was that dire, the condition I was in. But I really kept those small promises, and that helped to build confidence in myself. Because, ladies, you cannot just write your way into a hotter version of you. You have to actually put and take aligned action towards the woman you're trying to call in. And it's possible for you to call in that woman because she already exists. You just have to tap in and you have to put in the work and take the steps towards the direction that that woman would take. So we talk a lot about self-trust in my community, how to cultivate it, things that hold us back mentally, and how we can overcome it so we can achieve our goals. So I think I gave 4 or 5 tips on the things that I did to age in reverse, because ladies, energy is real. I'm going to try and insert pictures of how I used to look before and how I looked now. And you see that my energy, yes, I had makeup on, yes, I was glitz and glammed, but my energy was super different. And that energy that you embody is truly what attracts the right things or the wrong things your way. So, ladies, I want to encourage you to implement all these four things. If you want my protocols, if you want to actually have guidance and taking aligned action towards becoming the woman who can trust and depend on herself again, I encourage you to join my community, LAJA Self Living Society. I will link my community down in the section. There's a 7-day free trial, and before you log in, women in there are loving it and getting amazing results. And I promise you, it's great. It's life changing. If I do say so myself, it's life changing. So thank you, ladies, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.